Russian forces launch nighttime attack on Ukraine's power grid. Russian forces carried out a significant nighttime assault on Ukraine's power grid by unleashing over 50 cruise missiles and explosive drones on Wednesday. The attack targeted various regions including Kyiv, the south and west of Ukraine, causing damage to homes, the rail network, and injuring 3 people, including a young girl. This assault is part of the ongoing war that has lasted for 3 years, with Russia repeatedly targeting Ukraine's energy infrastructure to disrupt manufacturing, especially military plants, and weaken public morale. The Kremlin's strategy of power outages aims to deprive Ukraine of energy supplies, with the damage estimated at $12.5 billion since the full-scale invasion in February 2022. The recent attacks have inflicted $1 billion worth of damage in the past 2 weeks alone. Ukrainian officials have highlighted the urgent need for NATO standard air defense systems to bolster their defenses against Russian assaults. Wednesday's attacks coincided with Ukraine's observance of the end of European fighting in World War II, emphasizing the country's current struggle against Russian aggression. The assaults are seen as retaliation for Ukrainian strikes on Russian oil refineries. Russian President Vladimir Putin has justified these attacks as responses to Ukrainian actions, escalating tensions between the two nations. Despite the frequent bombardments, Russian attacks have become less predictable in recent weeks, with suspicions that Moscow is preparing for a significant offensive. The ongoing conflict has strained Ukraine's military capabilities, leading to steady gains by Russia in some regions due to manpower shortages and weapon deficiencies. The assault targeted energy facilities across various regions including Vinnytsia, Zaporizhia, Kirovohrad, Poltava, and Ivano-Frankivsk. DTEK, Ukraine's major private energy supplier, reported severe damage to its thermal power plants, with the recent attack marking the 5th targeting the company in 6 weeks. In response, Ukrainian air defenses successfully intercepted a significant number of missiles and drones launched by Russia, demonstrating the ongoing conflict's intensity and impact on civilian infrastructure. The assault further damaged critical infrastructure like railway stations and educational facilities, underscoring the widespread impact of the conflict on civilian life. President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed on Thursday the challenging situation faced by Ukraine's army in the eastern regions, where they are engaged in intense battles against a strong Russian offensive along parts of the front line. Zelensky highlighted Russia's attempts to exploit Ukraine's ammunition and manpower shortages by amassing large troop concentrations in the east and north, gaining an advantage on the battlefield. However, Zelensky mentioned that a significant new U.S. military aid package is on the way, which he believes will be a game-changer in the conflict. During a news conference in Kyiv with the President of the European Parliament, Roberta Metsola, Zelensky stated that the increased supply of weapons will enable them to halt the Russian advance in the east, where Russia currently holds the initiative. The Russian forces are intensifying their efforts in eastern Ukraine, particularly in the Donetsk region, aiming to push deeper into the area they partially occupy. The Ukrainian army is working to fortify defensive lines and is engaged in fierce combat as they strive to resist the Russian incursion. Recent developments have seen a Ukrainian brigade deployed near Pokrovsk, a town that has seen significant changes due to the conflict. Soldiers reported that the Russians typically shell Ukrainian positions at dawn, before sending in small infantry units in waves. The attackers aim to establish footholds quickly and entrench themselves to solidify their gains. Ukrainian soldiers, following brigade protocols, are focused on inflicting maximum damage on the advancing Russian forces. They utilize small arms fire to repel the attackers and prevent them from gaining a lasting foothold. Both sides leverage the terrain, including tree lines, for cover and strategic advantage in the ongoing conflict. The situation remains fluid, with Ukraine's forces facing challenges in terms of infantry, armor, and ammunition against the larger Russian army. The upcoming influx of military aid from the U.S. is anticipated to bolster Ukraine's defense capabilities and potentially shift the dynamics on the battlefield. The United States unveiled a new $400 million military aid package for Ukraine on Friday, amidst the ongoing struggle in the northeast Kharkiv region against Russian advances. This aid marks the third installment provided to Ukraine following the approval of supplemental funding by Congress in late April, ending a period of prolonged deliberation. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, acknowledging the challenging circumstances in the east, expressed confidence in the imminent arrival of U.S. weaponry, stating that it would empower them to thwart the Russian incursion. The comprehensive aid package comprises high-mobility artillery rocket systems and corresponding rockets, munitions for Patriot and National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile Systems, artillery, anti-aircraft and anti-tank munitions, as well as a diverse range of armored vehicles including Bradley and mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles. Additionally, the assistance encompasses coastal and riverine patrol boats, trailers, demolition munitions, high-speed anti-radiation missiles, protective gear, spare parts, and various other weapons and equipment. The rapid deployment of these resources to the front lines is facilitated through Presidential Drawdown Authority, enabling swift access to systems and munitions from existing U.S. stockpiles. In a parallel development on the same day, the State Department greenlit an emergency sale of HIMARS to Ukraine valued at approximately $30 million. The proposed purchase of 3 rocket systems, funded by the government of Germany, was swiftly approved by Secretary of State Antony Blinken under the premise of an existing emergency warranting immediate action. These systems will be sourced from the Army's inventory. John Kirby, the White House national security spokesman, emphasized that the latest aid package is strategically aimed at bolstering Ukraine's defenses against the escalating Russian offensive, particularly targeting Kharkiv, Ukraine's second-largest city. The support comes at a critical juncture as Ukraine continues to confront the mounting challenges posed by the advancing Russian forces.